Hi, I'm Shane Doan, and today I'm up front on OTR.
Off the Record with Michael Landsberg. Brought to you by the Keg Steakhouse and Bar. For great steaks, good friends. See you tonight.
One of the rookies playing tonight, Shane Doan.
Being able to play my first game here was something special.
Captain Coyote, Shane Doan. Here's Doan. Quick shot, he scores! Shane Doan! The captain's hands are there.
Doan scores! The Canadian captain makes it 2-0.
In the trial of public opinion, I think that Jim Balsillie is winning. I'd like to call the next witness, Coyotes captain Shane Doan. First, let's establish your credentials to give an expert opinion. Drafted by the Jets?
Yes.
Played in Winnipeg's final season?
Yes.
12 years in Phoenix?
Yes.
You're Canadian and, in fact, captain Canada for 3 years at the World Championships.
That is correct.
So you're the perfect guy to answer this. Tell the jury right now if you think the Coyotes should remain in Phoenix.
You know what? It's so personal for me. I have so many close friends and family. I've been down here a very long time, and I've been through one move, and it was tough, and another move is always tough. So that's a tough question.
It's a tough question, but it's a question that you say is personal, so I want you to answer it in the personal way.
Well, as a dad, and as of my kids who've been born and raised here, and they don't want to leave their friends, and they've been in school for, my daughter's 10 years old, and I got a ton of friends that work at the building that are security guards that do different things at the building. I don't want them to lose their jobs. I mean, I've become very close and personal with a lot of those guys, and it makes it difficult, and so it's a tough decision. And obviously, I love Phoenix, and I've been here a long time, and I hope that we can make it work here. I mean, I've put in a lot of time here to make it work here. I don't want to kind of give up and go somewhere else.
And obviously, nobody knows the market in terms of hockey better than you. You've been there all 12 seasons since the team moved for Winnipeg. So if you'd like to see it stay there, I've got to believe that you believe there's a chance to make it work. Tell us, Canadian fans, one reason why you think Phoenix can work as a National Hockey League team.
Well, you know what? The whole valley is an incredible sports market, but it's a front-running sports market in the fact that if you're not winning, there's no one going to show up. The Phoenix Suns obviously have had a little success in the last couple of years since Steve Nash came down, and it's been incredible, and you couldn't get a ticket. And again, at the end of this year, as they started to struggle, it was a lot easier. You could walk up, and there was a lot of empty seats in the building, and they missed the playoffs, and vice versa. You could have picked up a seat anywhere. And in Arizona, if you win, people will come because they love sports, and there's so many Canadians that come down here. There's so many people that come down here from the north that want to watch hockey. And when you get a team like Toronto comes to town, or you get a team like Detroit, when they kind of have a reason to come to the building, we're sold out, and we do incredible. It's just with everything that we haven't won. I mean, that's really the whole thing. You'd like to be able to say if you'd won, they'd come, and that's really it.
Headshots. The union, your union, says it wants a penalty for that what is now legal shot to the head. The general managers yesterday said they don't. How do you feel about it?
Absolutely not. There is no. I mean, the hit that Havlet hit, it was an absolute perfectly clean hit. I mean, I understand that you don't want to see anybody get hurt. I'm all for that. No one wants to ever get hurt, but the element of our game is that it's a physical game. It's an emotional game that is one of the unique parts of our game that we got to kind of hold on to and embrace. And I mean, a cheap shot to the head obviously has to go, but at the same time, the way that it's reffed right now, the refs are doing a great job.
Shane, were you surprised that Martin Havlat, after an obvious concussion, came back 2 days later? Did that shock you?
You know what? It's one of those things that it was pretty good to see, because obviously he's a competitor and showed that, and it was pretty impressive.
Gary Bettman wants the union to agree to stiffer drug testing. It's a contentious issue. Would you agree if they said full season, 12 months of the year, throughout the playoff drug testing?
Drugs are the whole steroid issue in the NHL is kind of a joke to me. If you take a picture of our dressing room with our shirts off, you would believe me. It's one of those things that really doesn't really have any place in the game. It's not a big deal, and I don't think there's really anybody that would have an issue with it. it really, I can't stress enough how little of an issue it is in my career that I've ever seen of any sort.
So can you flash us some skin to suggest that maybe you're not on steroids? Because you say apparently your dressing room isn't really bulked up.
No, we got a pretty young team. I mean, Kyle Turris is, I think, 170 pounds, and Tikhonov's 170 pounds, and these guys aren't the big bulky monsters that you kind of expect to see with HGH or the other whatever steroids that guys are using. They're really, we got some guys in our room that are pretty small and could maybe use some, and if they have been using them, they need to talk to their dealers because it's terrible stuff. But it really isn't. It really isn't an issue. And it really isn't an issue, and I've been in the league for 14 years and played with all different kinds of guys, and there is, I can't stress how little of an issue. I mean, I'm not saying it's never happened, but it's really such a minute.
Got to cut you off. Got to save some time for later on. Shane Doan, love his impressions. We'll talk to Ken Holland about the same issues, and Paul Kelly, the guy who runs the union. That's coming up next. Up next, Paul Kelly responds to the general managers who said they do not want to change the rules. And then Ken Holland responds to Paul Kelly.
Off the Record with Michael Landsberg. Brought to you by the Keg Steakhouse and Bar. For great steaks, good friends. See you tonight.